Welcome to this level 23 episode of Voodu Warlock 2023. When I made the last episode, the level 21 episode, I forgot that the level 22 was going to be the episode from Hardcore Season 6. I'm really glad that I grabbed that. Great opportunity to show that you can do some pretty cool things even on a first lifer. Now I'm back on Saralona and back on Voodoo. Not the first life version of it that was in the last episode. Okay, so my gear has not changed at all from the level 21 episode. Everything is exactly the same. So let's see, for my feats, we got epic pack dice, gives me 1d4 pack dice plus 1d4 per 2 epic and legendary levels. The quests I did since that episode, I did the first 2 web flagging chains along with Don't Drink the Water and In the Belly of the Beast, because I want that PDK favor. Again, doing Final Life, so trying to pick up a lot of extra favor so I can get every possible hit point, skill bonus, etc. and save bonuses. I think I also did like a few token farming runs and maybe a couple gibbers runs just for some XP and stuff. Reaper points, yeah, the level 21 was the last time I showed this. Nothing's changed since then. Let's see. Show you the character sheet so you can see where things are at. For this episode, I'm just going to do some token farming runs. Token farming is something that you'll need to do. You want a stash of tokens because you're going to need those tokens to buy your Hearts of Wood to class reincarnate and your Hearts of Blood to racial reincarnate. You can get each of those 20 tokens of the 12. From Lahar, the Epic Vendor, and the 12, the Magma Golem. You can also get a variety of augments from him with tokens of the 12. So there are lots of token farms, some of them that, I'm just going to do my 3 favorites because they're quick. And, if you're doing them, I'm doing them actually, I guess this one would be like at level. Shoot, I meant to go the other way so I could get that guy up there. But I like this one. I like getting the collectibles along the way. There's a collectible there. I meant to go over the bridge before dropping down. Let's just double back a little bit. And if this guy happens to be up, then you get 3 more collectibles right here. And then there's another collectible in the weeds over here onto the left. So you're going to get at least 2, if not 5 collectibles on your way out to Bargain of Blood. Bargain of Blood is really quick. And you're going to get a whole token from the chest. We're also going to be doing Storm the Beaches and Lords of Dust. Those are my 3 personal favorite token farming runs. There's lots of others. I have a video where I talk about token farming, where I do these same 3 quests. And I talk about some others. Double Assault is probably the community favorite. I personally don't like that quest because I just find it really boring to stand around and wait for mobs to spawn. Just a personal preference. Offering of Blood is a nice one to do. It's fast. You're going to get a whole token. If you do the full run of Wizkin, you're going to get 2 tokens from the treasure room. Bond 3-4 will give you tokens. These are my 3 favorite. If I happen to need tokens, then I'll usually include, if I'm epic leveling, I'll include these 3 as part of my daily routine. And I've already done these probably 2 or 3 times. Oops. That gate hasn't come up yet, so I can't hit that range lever. Not worried about killing every last mob, just want to keep the dungeon alert from getting out of hand. So we're going to come up here. If that Fear Reaper follows me, we'll deal with him. If he doesn't, he can live there. Don't care. Pull that lever, jump across. There's some other optionals you can do in this quest if you want to, but I'm just here for some quick XP and a quick token. Come along here. Make sure you pull this lever. Don't hit the range lever up there. That'll trigger traps. I don't think that's the same Fear Reaper. Remember, when you're fighting Fear Reapers, you know, on this build, you're gonna want to be close to them. You know, if you're within melee range, you won't be affected by their dots. But if you're more of a caster or a ranged player, then you're gonna want to be, you know, far enough away so you're not getting their dots. I threw a ranged weapon at the ranged lever on the left. That's the one you want to hit with a signal crystal. The one on the right, if you hit that, it'll trigger spinny blade traps in that hall there. Remember, Famine Reapers, you're going to want to equip your spell absorption if they're giving you problems. They are spellcasters, and you're rendering them damn near inert if you have spell absorption on. They will sometimes slap you around if you're close to them. After the caster first. And this is the point in which I'm just going to turn on auto attack and just sit here. I don't have good boss DPS. So I'll just turn on auto attack. I don't have the aura on when I'm doing this, but that's okay. We have plenty of defenses that doing this on R1, nothing in here is going to give us a problem. I can't sit here and go into hands-free mode because he's moving around a lot. But when it's just the manager, I'll be able to just leave it on auto attack and not worry about it. Focus Blast is a little bit higher DPS than the Burst, and you can't put bursting on auto attack. So with this guy, I can just sit here, have a sip of water, and not worry about it. If I notice my hit points are getting low, I'll just refresh Shining Through. And sometimes I'll do this if I happen to be soloing and I have to beat down a boss, and I'll just, bring up do some web browsing on the other monitor or something for the minute that it takes it to beat this guy down. Looks like somebody came in from behind, no big whoop. I ain't even worried about it. But this is a good demonstration of how, this does not have good boss DPS. And for some people, this is frustrating. They don't want to deal with something that's this low. But remember, we are a tank, and at least we have the ability to solo if we want. Although, this is an example of how we do so at a modest pace on this build. And done. Pull this lever. A couple water elementals spawn. Hey, look at that, our Whale the Banshee took him out. What's the DC? It's not very good. 48. Apparently it was good enough for those guys. Token of the 12, baby. Hell yeah. So I'm going to port out of here. Now we're going to go back to the D. now we're going to do Storm the Beaches, and I'm going to show you how to do this even if you don't have ranged DPS. And we sort of have ranged DPS because we can do Focus Blast, but it's not shooting far enough for what you would need to do this very quickly. If you have ranged DPS, you can do Storm the Beaches very quickly. But I'm going to show you that with a little patience, even if you don't have ranged DPS, you can be just fine. Accept the mission, and then talk to the spy guy. And all you're going to need is some kind of ranged weapon, a throwing weapon, whatever. Remember, we should always have that on every build at all times, even if you're not a thrower or a ranged build. You want to have some kind of physical throwing weapon. In that last quest, we had some ranged levers to throw at, right? So all you're going to do if you don't have ranged DPS is you're just going to jump up and, like, get the ballista's aggro, right? So as soon as you hit it, we're going to get close to it. Why am I having a hard time hitting it? It's like I can't get an angle or something. That's weird. There we go. Okay, so we got it to aggro, and now I'm going to get close to it, but not too close. It needs to be able to see me, but what we're going to take advantage of is the fact that it's trying to shoot down at me. So it's actually just hitting like the edge of the wall and blowing itself up, because it's hitting like the edge of the wall right in front of it. With a little patience, it just blows itself up. Bada bing, bada boom, baby. Now, if we had good range DPS, we could just throw a few spells up there, or, you know, if you were a thrower or, you know, a bow user or something, you just, you know, you shoot those down super fast, right? So here, actually with these next ones, we're going to get a twofer. We're going to 2-for-1. We're running a 2-for-1 special on this turret. Okay, so you're going to come out here. And watch out for these ballistas. If they hit you, they hurt on Epic. Okay, so we got it to aggro. And now I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to go move to the side here. So now when it tries to shoot me, it's shooting over a little bit, and the explosion is actually going to hit itself and the one next to it. See that? The one next to it just lost like half its health. So you just got to wait for a second shot. Bada bing, bada boom. Done. That turret's done. Now the next one's a little tricky. It's way up there, okay? And sometimes mobs will spawn in front of it, making it hard to hit it with your ranged weapon. But right about here, see how I'm under this like triangle thing here? That is my good marker for where I need to be to hit that ballista. But there's so many mobs up there around it that it looks like I might be hitting them instead. And if that's the case, I'm gonna be hurting because I might have to go up top. But there's another spot over here that you can hit it. But it's just, you don't have a good marker. You just kind of have to, you know, feel it out a little bit. See, I'm not even seeing damage numbers right now. And it's hard to tell if it's just I don't have a good angle, or if I'm hitting the mobs in front of it. And now it's, you know, it's right at the edge of that draw distance. That's why it's disappearing. Even though I have the draw distance turned all the way up. Okay, so because there happens to be mobs like right in front of it, it kind of seems like I'm not hitting it. So it's kind of a bad instance. This doesn't usually happen, but it does happen. It does happen sometimes. So maybe this is a good example. In any event, if you were able to hit it from here or over that first spot that I showed you, then you would want to come right about here. And, you know, it's kind of got a line of sight, and it'll try to shoot you. You can try to jump up. If it doesn't want to shoot, jump up so it can see you, and then it'll blow itself up just like the other. So what we're going to have to do is we're just going to have to go up top and kill it. No big whoop. It's going to be a little extra effort. But what the hell. Here we're going to get another twofer. Okay? Just like we did on that other turret. If it says 0 damage, that's not going to get its aggro. You actually have to do some damage to it. If you're like a really weak, squishy... Well, what did I had a problem. I'm trying to remember the... I had a problem with one of my characters recently. Like, I was hitting it for 0, so I couldn't end up doing it this way. Now I can't remember what build that was. Alright, there's another one out here. Okay, I just did a little bit of damage to it. I know that I need to go right about to the edge of the beach, edge of the water, and it should blow itself up. Boom. There's a few different ways you can do this quest. You know, you can go up the mountainside, fight all the wild men on the way up kind of thing. You can go on the warship, or you can go on the ship out there and kill that stuff and go in off of the pier. We're going to go underwater here as soon as we kill this ballista. So we had one more ballista. If that mob hadn't been in the way, we'd be done with the ballistas. And once you do all the ballistas, all you got to do is go inside, kill the red name, rubble right here, break the crystal, grab your chest and token and go. But it's not going to be that simple for us because we have to go up and get that extra ballista that we couldn't hit. I'm just running by those mobs, don't care. Grabbing my collectible along the way. We will have to kill this mob. You have to kill that mob to unlock this, or to open that gate, I think. If you want to, single target, focus blast, put it on auto attack. This guy's not going to hurt you. Not on R1. You don't have a lot of pass lives and Reaper points. He might get some hits on you. So, in that case, you might want to keep your aura on and just burst him down. You do whatever you feel is best. Right, so he's dead. Crystal's broken. Oh, crap. I went out the wrong way. Kind of speaks to how long it's been since I've had to go up there. It's pretty rare that there's a mob up there like that, blocking our ability to hit the ballista with a ranged weapon. Let's see, I was supposed to go out this way. The way that I went out was the way that you would come in if you went on that ship that's out. The one where I was like jumping up and down underneath of to try to hit that ballista. So this is where I wanted to go, and that ballista we're looking for is going to be right over here. And we'll actually be able to just jump over here. Done. Now I just go back in. And I get my chest. I might fall. I might not make that jump, so I'm just going to wait for Misty Escape to come off cooldown. If you had ranged DPS, you could have just ranged it down from here without jumping over there. And we actually could have just used our Focus Blast to do that. That would reach that far. And now the chest is available, is open. Stand on the cot, open the chest from here if you don't have a trapper. And that guy's hit me from all the way down the hall. And that way you won't get hit by these traps. Boom. Full token. Okay. Next, for our third and final of my favorite token farming runs, we are going to do Lords of Dust. This one's not as fast as the other two, but it's decent XP per minute, and there's 12 collectibles along the way. So if you're looking for collectibles and you're looking for epic XP, this is a pretty good one. Go ahead and do it on R1 for the video. You know, once you get over, too high a level, you can't do it on R1 anymore.
Stay near me.
So you would just want to do it at Elite at that point. Plus I get to do my Gnomon impression whenever I do this quest, so that's another one of the reasons why this is one of my favorite.
Souls are cleansed. However, there may be more of them. We must press on.
What? Are you surprised this is one of my favorite token farming runs?
Novice, come with me.
Pretty easy to get breakables bonuses. You don't have to do these side areas, but you've got there's two collectibles in here. I'm not doing the actual optional. I'm just wanting to get the just to grab the collectibles and go. Some breakables in here too. Collectible there. Collectible there. Throw your hands in the air. Shake your derriere. Collectible there. Sometimes there's the rare dog right up here, but he's not up this run. And a sinker. There's another optional area. You don't have to go over here. Again, there's a couple collectibles. Boom. And boom. Notice how I'm basically just ignoring the mobs. And you could do this quest as high as level... This one you could do as high as level 25 and still get maximum XP all across the board. The first two that we did in House D, those are base 20 quests. I think. Let's see. Storm the beaches. Yeah, it's base 20. So the highest you can do that is 23, which we are, for maximum XP across the board. The XP that you saw, this time was not first time. So I already did these, 2-3 times this life. I've done this one too already. Gain 24, baby. And I'll be taking it right after this because there's nothing more that I need to do at 23. It's such an awkward level. That's why I chose to do token farming at this level. You know, like I already said, actually at this point, you know, what I would normally be doing if I was just racing to 29:30 to do that legendary Reaper XP is like R1 epic leveling dailies, just zerging them, with whoever I was leveling with. And this would be one of them. I mean, this is a good first time XP R1. I would absolutely do this one, maybe even the whole chain. But up to this point, I would have done King's Forest, Infinite Slayers, spent an hour doing that, get to 22. Not even worried about these traps, just run right through them. We can hit our Reaper Luck and our Rallying Cry. That's, plus 12 to saves, but let's see. I mean, these things can hurt you, but look at that. We're just standing in the middle of it. No big deal, right? I got plus 12 to saves. I'm making my saves. Don't even worry about it. Remember what I said about traps? We survive them. Something fell out of that one. Get my breakables. Collectible there. X level's 24. There's nothing that's, the level 20 stuff, max you can be is 23. The level 21 stuff jumps up to 25. So there's nothing that's like, that the max level is 24 for. I don't even know what the next video is going to be. I didn't show the epic destinies. I got the mass cure moderate wounds, and I got tier 2 here. Picked up tier 1, another 5 PRR there. We'll be maxing that out once we get more points. Exhausted or fatigued or something. Potion of lesser restoration takes care of that. Looks like I could use some potions of neutralized poison, so I'll pick those up. He had 80 of them. Not all quests give epic tokens, or they used to be called epic tokens a long time ago. They're called tokens of the 12 now. Just the old school quests that give them. I never expect my whale to actually kill mobs. As I mentioned before, I have it just to soften them up. But hey, if they happen to die from it, bonus. What? Are you surprised they died from my whale of the Banshee? Stand aside. That's what he sounds like. when this quest came out, the boss Karis was like one of the hardest hitting quest bosses in the game. And in my early transition to building like a hybrid tanky caster, he was, it was a big deal to be able to stand up to him. And I remember trying to work up to do that, back in 2012 or 2013 or whatever.
Glory of our cause. Stand aside. Let my minions kill this filth.
This guy, even on R1, these guys can still be bastards. Okay, so if they're beating you up, this guy's a caster. If he's ripping you up, they'll get you. Nomon is a bastard of a caster, and Karis hits pretty damn hard. Use Oda's irresistible dance on him, I think. I don't know why it didn't hit him. He must have had spell. He must have resisted it. It says immune. He's not a champion, is he? Can't tell. Can't see his name. He's not a champion. Thought I could dance him. It's saying that he's immune. I don't know why he's only an orange name. He shouldn't be immune to it. Alright, let's see what Karis does to us. We'll just stand here for a minute. See what happens. I got 705 temporary hit points. Yeah, he's getting some hits on me. Let's go ahead and let him chew it all the way down. And get down to where it's just the aura. So the aura, if I have 68 con, then my aura is ticking for double that because I'm epic. So that's 134. I'm doing my math right. 136. Something like that. 136 temporary hit points every 2 seconds. So if we just stand here and do nothing, we can see he's not out DPSing that. So we can just stand here and do nothing like forever. And our aura would just kill him. Take a little while. I've been doing nothing here for 30 seconds and he's still got 2/3 of his health. But just showing you an example. You come in here on a squishy caster or something like that, or squishy tune, and he catches up to you. Oh, he's going to get some hard hits on you. Nomon can land some really tough spells. I've been in a situation where, these guys got the better of me. Some lives, some builds. I run out of mana or something. Or if you're in here with a group and, maybe, everybody else is, is a little squishier and they're going down. And so, those guys are scaled up because there's a group in here, but nobody else is able to stand up to his hits. And he keeps, jacking people. Yeah, I've been there. So if that's happened to you, don't feel bad. It happens sometimes. But with this build, you can grab his aggro. No problem. Those are my 3 favorite token farming runs. A great thing to do during your epic leveling routine if you need tokens. And you always need tokens, You always do. Your need for tokens basically never ends in this game. So it's really good to build up a stash of those. Include those as part of your epic dailies, while you're epic leveling. Or it can just be something to do, You know, run a quick token farming run or two. You know, you log on, your buddies aren't on yet. Go run a quick bargain of blood for a token. You know, it's the end of the night. You don't feel like thinking or doing a long quest. Go run a quick token farming run. It's a good in-between thing to do. All right, that wraps it up. Thanks for watching this episode. If you have any questions, you can make a comment on my build post, respond to this video, or you can stop by the live stream. We'll see you soon.